down in Denver.
My friends, there's a mad dog running around the neighborhood. It's growling, snarling, baring its teeth, and biting people. And we've got to do something about it. You know exactly the mad dog I'm talking about, so does Fox News. Item: the narrow confirmation of now Justice Brett Kavanaugh over the weekend marked a major political victory for President Trump and the beginning of a new battle for Democrats, who are now shifting their focus and their message to threaten possible impeachment against the newest high court justice and question the legitimacy of the Supreme Court itself. After a grueling confirmation fight that included graphic sexual misconduct allegations, which the nominee denied, Kavanaugh was confirmed on Saturday in a 50-48 vote. But as he joins the court replacing retired Justice Anthony Kennedy, prominent Democrats signal the fight over his seat in the court itself will extend well beyond next month's midterms. Quote, now they want to impeach him. It's an insult to the American public, Donald Trump said Monday, still fuming over the confirmation process and predicting Republican candidates would only benefit from the controversy in the midterms. Democrats, though, maintain the fight is energizing their core. Quote, we will not stop marching. We will not stop fighting, said DNC Chairman Tom Perez in a statement. Folks, the very core, the very fundamental, the structure, the framework of our government and our legal system are being torn apart by Democrats who are angry and seething because they're out of power. They tried to destroy a candidate for the Supreme Court only because they didn't like him, not because of for any real reason. They hadn't done anything illegal. Now that he's on the court, they want to impeach him, just like they want to impeach the president, just like they want to open up our borders. Just like their members in Black Lives Matter go around preaching that cops should be shot. Just like their attack dogs, Antifa, go around beating up people who are conservatives. It's time that the country recognizes what I've been saying on the show for a very long time. Liberals, Democrats are not to be trusted. They are destructive, they are dangerous, and they need to be clamped down upon. We can't wait for them to come to their senses. They won't. We can't wait for them to realize the gravity of what the hell they're doing. They won't. And they won't stop. And so we have got to stop them. And so you see why it is Democrats have such an affinity for bringing in Muslim immigrants, because Muslims and Democrats are very, very much alike. They want what they want, and they will kill and destroy in order to get it. Well, Muslims won't be stopped unless we stop them. Neither will Democrats. So you know what? Let's stop them this November. It's Riell Truth on Monday. We'll be back.
TLR focus over the want you to remember your life began at conception, so that the life of it were yet to be born. Baby and mother both lose with one and dream of choose abortion. Former abortion doctor Nathan said people do not understand that there are thousands of serious physical complications from abortion every year. Anxiety disorder, suicide, violent behavior, sterility, increased risk of miscarriage, International Journal of Epidemiology reported a increased breast cancer rate. Every hope to save against the right to life, too. Life-giving sessions brought to you by TLR Associates of Poland, providing a job well done for your poor. Behind Stucco, Stone, and Brick. Call TLR Associates of Poland, 303-921-3310. TLR Medallion brand Stucco protection for Boulder and the Colorado area. Most people think they can't afford to invest in gold and silver. But at the Patriot Trading Group, we believe that everyone should have the opportunity to own hard assets. That's why we created our Preferred Metals program. You can get started for as little as $100 a month. Go to allamericangold.com and click on our Preferred Metals icon to learn how you can get started today. or call us at 800-951-0592. The Patriot Trading Group, allamericangold.com.
All right, guys, welcome back. These United States of ours are in danger. They're in very, very real danger. And we have to rush to its defense. I'm not talking about committing acts of violence. Never have, never will. I'm talking about voting the Democrats out of power. That's how you do it. Here's Michelle Malkin.
You know, when phrases become adopted by the media herd on both the left and the right and get repeated over and over again without people really thinking about what they're saying, I hate that. This past week, we heard over and over again that Dr. Christine Blasey Ford seemed like a credible person, that she was sympathetic and seemed sincere. And maybe isn't totally lying because she must have just misremembered something. That could be true. It could be equally true that Dr. Ford is completely and deliberately manufacturing everything she's saying, because after all this time, there is still not one shred or iota of evidence that backs up her uncorroborated, ever-evolving, opportunistically timed claims of sexual assault against Judge Brett Kavanaugh. Another unthinking talking point, repeated over and over again, is that Dr. Ford has absolutely no incentive to lie. What? She's become an overnight sensation on the left, a feminist icon. Several GoFundMe accounts for her are overflowing with hundreds of thousands of dollars. She's been lavished with media attention, and she stands to make history at one of the most pivotal political and legal moments in modern American history. I call that a mountain of incentives to lie. And we haven't even gotten to all the book offers, speaking fees, and movie deals yet to come. Pundits and politicians are afraid to call out so much more that just does not add up about Dr. Ford. Here's Dianne Feinstein heaping praise on her incredible professional, academic, and personal accomplishments.
I have to say, when I saw your CV, I was extremely impressed. You have a bachelor's degree from
Now keep in mind, Dianne Feinstein is a dirtbag of the first order.
the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, 2 master's degrees, one from Stanford and one from Pepperdine, and a PhD from the University of Southern California, better known to Senator Harris and I as USC. You are a professor affiliated with both Stanford University and Palo Alto University. You have published over 65 peer-reviewed articles and have received numerous awards for your work and research.
Yeah, so let's dive more into Dr. Ford's work and research. Her skills and expertise focus on psychotherapy, data analysis, statistical analysis, statistics, and SPSS. That's a software platform for advanced statistical analysis using a vast library of machine learning algorithms, text analysis, and open source extensibility. According to her bio in a textbook on statistical power analysis that she co-authored in 2015, Dr. Ford Pope provides statistical consultation in academic settings and in the private sector for pharmaceutical companies testing new medicines and medical devices. Her, quote, consultation area of expertise is the interaction of pharmaceutical companies and the United States Food and Drug Administration. I happen to know a little bit about this field of expertise because I'm married to a PhD health policy analyst who worked in exactly the same consultation area, designing studies related to gaining FDA approval for new medicines and medical devices. Researchers who conduct this kind of statistical analysis using tools such as regression analysis are highly detail-oriented. Their success depends on precision, accuracy, and mastery of data. They aren't just good at collecting data and crunching numbers, they're absolutely obsessive about it. It is odd, questionable, and downright bizarre that a research psychologist at the Stanford University School of Medicine with a BA degree in epidemiology and biostatistics and a PhD in educational psychology and research design who conducts high-stakes research and consultation for both public institutions and private drug companies would have difficulty recalling something as simple as whether she handed her therapist's notes to the Washington Post just 2 months ago for one of the biggest bombshell news scoops of the year.
Did you show a full or partial set of those marriage therapy records to the Washington Post?
I don't remember. I remember summarizing for her what they said. So I'm not quite sure if I actually gave her the record.
Okay. So it's possible that the reporter did not see these notes.
I don't know if I can't recall whether she saw them directly or if I just told her what they said.
So Dr. Ford lied about her flying phobia. She flubbed on the therapist's notes, and in her frazzled and fragile little girl voice that so strangely contradicts her authoritative academic achievements and publications, she conveniently edited out key details about the year of the party, where she claims Kavanaugh assaulted her, her age at the time of the alleged assault, the number of people there, and the floor plan of the home of the party whose location she can't recall. All details that she changed after the fact when the story didn't make sense or was able to be disproven, as adjunct Notre Dame law professor Margot Cleveland pointed out. Like so many others mindlessly coo and slobber over Dr. Ford's sincerity, I call sincere bullcrap.
My friends, now you know why I love Michelle Malkin. She tells the truth and she says it directly. She doesn't care who likes it. Christine Ford, I believe, is a liar, for the reasons that Michelle Malkin just enumerated and for others. Her story doesn't add up. Her witnesses don't corroborate. In fact, they contradict. I mean, on and on and on. We've heard enough of it over the past 2 weeks. The takeaway should be this. The Democrats are delighted. They're happy to win with lies as long as they win, because lies are all they have. They haven't got a plan for America. They haven't got any policies or programs that work. 8 years of a Democrat president reduced this country to a sobbing mess. And now that they're out of power, and what Donald Trump is doing is working gloriously, well, now they know they're really in a fight for their lives. Let's end the Democratic Party's life by voting them the hell out of power in November. Democrats with power are very, very, very dangerous and very toxic for this country. So for God's sake, vote Republican. Otherwise, we're risking everything. We'll be back.
Informing you that women having heart attacks will experience nausea, vomiting, indigestion, shortness of breath, or simply being fatigued, the most chest pain. Get emergency medical help. Call 911 immediately if you are experiencing any of these symptoms: pain, pressure, burning, or twisting in the chest, jaw, shoulder, back, or arms that last more than 5 to 6 minutes. Unexplained shortness of breath lasting more than 5 to 6 minutes. Sudden severe nausea, vomiting, or indigestion. Sweating for no reason, sudden unexplained extreme fatigue, loss of consciousness or fainting, or sudden unexplained panicky feeling of doom. The key, ladies, is to listen to your body, follow your instincts, and if you experience symptoms that are contradictory with any way, or even remotely related to your heart, get yourself checked out right away. If your doctor brushes you off, that's a sign you need to see a doctor, one who will actually do what's necessary to get to the bottom of your symptoms. Earthquake power has been provided for electrical power systems in the Rocky Mountain area since 1992. Power systems rely on the sun to help make you self-reliant on your power needs. Solar energy can be stable within any situation, from complete power independence to backup power for the short term. Our expertise focuses on standalone power, but we have extensive experience with utility interactive systems as well. Custom tailored capabilities, emergency lighting, all the way to commercial scale power. Great Plains Power is a full service company. We service everything we sell. We provide and design turnkey packages, custom design system, and parts for do-it-yourself. With more than 20 years of specialized experience at your disposal, let us know what your power concerns or goals are. Reach us by phone or the internet. Call 303
All right, guys, welcome back to Riell Truth. Let's weigh in with Ben Shapiro, who was on the air, also talking about the sorry, sad, and pathetic episode involving Christine Ford.
Okay, so over the weekend, Democrats really hit the right cabinet vote. I think it was great. Affirm, dignity, voice. Folks are really, they really, I think, tremendously proud when they realized that Brett Kavanaugh was actually going to the Supreme Court. For those who missed it, Brett Kavanaugh was confirmed on Saturday by a 50 to 48 vote. It was only 50 to 48 after Command 49, Mike King, from North Dakota, had to go home for his daughter's wedding. And so he's being blasted and turned into the voting against Kavanaugh. Again, 50 to 48 vote. And another problem in that typically moderated and I think a moderated the real we could see after the death time because Democrats I thought did a great job with what happened to the Supreme Court immediately
My friends, are these the animals you want running the federal government? Folks, if you are a Democrat voter, then this is you. Screaming obscenities, threatening people, threatening their wives and children. This is what you are supporting if you are a Democrat voter.
the people would sort of the folks who are very upset. We're talking about
Democrats don't answer questions. They avoid answering questions. Why do you think that is? This brainless broad will not answer a question. Will not. She refuses to answer the question. And if you're a Democrat voter, then this moron, this animal, represents you. So be smart.
Country, but this is the kind of activism that
By the way, my friends, keep in mind, again, I'm talking to the Democrat voters who are listening to me right now. Linda Sarsour is a piece of garbage. She's pro-terrorist, she's anti-Semitic, and she's your friend. No. She is your friend because she's a Democrat and you're a Democrat. She wants what you want and you want what Linda Sarsour wants.
Support. It's
Now, Kirsten Gillibrand is a whore, political whore, and she has hopes of being president, so she will say anything and everything that she thinks will make her popular with her base. Excuse me, I have to disagree. I don't think Democrats have turned into an angry mob. There was no turning into. They've always been an angry mob. Always.
Here's President Trump.
Yeah, let's not talk about the software that my company is using, because I couldn't care less. And if Ben Shapiro wants to sell ads, he can, but he's not going to use my show to do it. There you go, Ben. We'll get back to Ben Shapiro a little later in the show. Item from Axios. It's going to get worse. Virtually every major American institution is being radicalized or being reshaped by the radicalization of our public lives. You see, this most vividly in politics, where the White House and Congress are often the cause and effect of the radicalization. Now you see it in the courts and the Supreme Court in particular, where a narrow party line vote made Brett Kavanaugh the next justice after a nasty personal political brawl. Already, lawyer Michael Avenatti is calling for a new Democratic litmus test, increasing the size of the court to 11 from 9. Thanks to the Kavanaugh fight and the Merrick Garland shenanigans before it, there are 3 new fair game realities. Number 1, the parties feel free to delay nominations a year plus if necessary. 2, high school actions are fair game. 3, partisan line votes for the Supreme Court are fine. Watch for court fights to surpass congressional races in terms of partisanship. You see this in the traditional media where the cable news networks are racking up record ratings around the sideshow of politics. Reporters who previously kept their personal views private suddenly pick sides on Twitter. Since the president's election, reporters on both sides of the political aisle and from markets big and small have shown less restraint on social media when it comes to their personal political viewpoints. Stop! That's a myth. It's not on both sides, it's on the left. People try and sound even-handed by saying, well, it's on both sides. It's not. It's not. It continues. Just this past week, a Minnesota journalist was fired from a local NBC station for wearing a Make America Great Again hat while covering a Trump rally. A longtime Palm Springs anchor was forced to resign after defending Kavanaugh from sexual assault allegations. The New York Times conceded it made a mistake when the news story about Kavanaugh bar fight in Yale was co-bylined by a writer who had tweeted her disapproval of the nomination. Stop. This business about the guy from NBC wearing a Make America Great Again hat, or an anchorman defending Kavanaugh from allegations of sexual assault, this is not partisanship. The guy was wearing a hat at the Trump rally. Big deal. And defending Kavanaugh against these baseless allegations is simply the right and honest thing to do. Oh man, truth has gotten completely skewed in 2018. God knows what the future holds. We'll be back.
Gentlemen, this is Tom Phillips, founder of the Green Earth. How many times have you gone into a health food store and are confused as to the many different brands and prices of the same herbal supplements? You want to buy the cheapest, but you're afraid that quality is less, so you buy the most expensive. Truth is, the cheapest may be better. Green Herb herbal supplements are all manufactured in our Wheat Ridge, Colorado plant at 4565 Kiffin Street, using the highest quality herbs that we source from all over the world. Our 150 different herbal supplements are the most potent and safest in America. Our guarantee is your money back, no time limit. Just return the bottle empty or full, no questions asked. So when you come to our new location, look for our new name, Genesis Health, or call us at 888-765-HERB. That's 888-765-4372.
Ladies, this is Katie informing you that heart attack is different than heart attack in men. Women having heart attacks will experience nausea, but the indigestion of the breath will simply being fatigued, no chest pain. Get emergency medical help and call 911 immediately if you are experiencing any of these symptoms. Pain, pressure, burning, or squeezing the chest, jaw, shoulder, back, or arms that last more than 5 to 10 minutes. Unexplained shortness of breath lasting more than 5 to 10 minutes. Sudden severe nausea, vomiting, or indigestion. Sweating for no reason. Sudden unexplained extreme fatigue. Loss of consciousness or fainting. Or sudden unexplained panicky feeling of doom. The key, lady, is to listen to your body. Follow your needs, and if you experience symptoms that are disturbing you in any way, or even remotely related to your heart, get yourself checked out right away. If your doctor brushes you off, that's a sign you need to see a doctor. One who will actually do what's necessary to get the most of your symptoms.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense,
Am I doing okay out
promote
there?
the general welfare,
What a great weekend, eh? Everybody go out there and celebrate by having a beer in
for
Justice
ourselves
Kavanaugh's
and our
honor.
posterity, to
Hey.
ordain and establish this Constitution.
Americans listening interpreted as breakdown reminds parents, keep an eye on your child while shopping. Children tend to stray or become lost. This poses an opportunity for a would-be abductor. Please make every effort to keep track of your little ones at all times. If you have information regarding a lost child, call local authorities at once. This message is from Americans with a Pending Incorporated right now. For residential or commercial with a pending, call 303-263-4228.
All right, guys, the next best thing to listening to Riell Truth is listening to the Rush Limbaugh Show. Here he is earlier today.
Hey, how is everybody? Everybody doing okay out there? What a great weekend, eh? Everybody go out there and celebrate by having beer and
Well, of course they're screeching, and of course they sound like children, because they're liberals. What the hell else are they going to do?
as I was saying, this was just government immaturity.
It was frightening to see what the base of the Democrat Party is. And folks, again, if you're a Democrat voter, that's you. You are part of a frightening, crazed, stupid mob. I hope you want to improve yourself. One way to do it is vote Republican from now on, starting in November.
Very small part. I wonder if the marriage
And that is why the Democrats need to be leashed. They need to be muzzled. They need to be shackled because they are actually dangerous. Oh, I can answer that question, Rush. Not a problem. The passion on the Democrat side will fade to some degree, because they lost and they're disheartened and they will sulk for several months like children do. On the conservative side, the Republicans, we are not only energized, we're not only angry, but we're scared. And so you bet we're going to get out and vote.
On the Democrat side, this deranged lunacy has become the defining characteristic of today's Democratic Party in America.
All right, guys, we'll take a break. We'll come back. How about some Ann Coulter when we return? All right. Stick around. More Real Truth.
Celebrating decades of dedication and leadership, focus, and teamwork. Called Decide to 2015. The dedicated parents, the mind of children are our future. You should worth protecting. The Patriot Trading Group is a different kind of gold and silver company, cleaning up the industry for 21 years. Are you tired of the high-pressure sales tactics, the constant phone calls? Are you done with the bait and switch? You just want to be treated fairly with honesty and respect? That's exactly what you get when you call 800-951-0592.
You have my word on it. I'm Joe Jake, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group. Check us out online at allamericangold.com.
Howdy, folks. Have you ever thought about having your own backyard chickens? Now you have a source for certified organic, no GMO, no soy chicken feed. HappyHens.biz can even deliver, or you can pick up. Call me, Tim, at 303-829-5948, or go to HappyHens.biz for pricing and ingredients. At HappyHens.biz, we love Happy Hens. So call us at 303-829-5948.
The American Freedom Network is not funded or supported by special or government programs. The American Freedom Network is not sponsored by advertisers demanding content or program control. The American Freedom Network is solely funded by you. But you can keep the American Freedom Network on the air by purchasing one of our sponsors' fine products or by calling 1-800-205-6245 to make a donation. The American Freedom Network needs your help.
All right, guys, let's have some, let's see. Let's go with Ann Coulter. She's always got some interesting takes on life.
Ann Coulter, welcome.
Well, my friends, it's not hard to have a negative experience with liberals for all the reasons I've enumerated over the past decade. And with immigrants, it's very easy to have a great relationship with immigrants, as long as they've come here legally. If they've broken our laws and come here illegally, then they need to go, and that is the kindest thing we should ever do to them. It's a matter of respect. You get it, you give it. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tom Phillips, founder of the Green Area.
Well, it hasn't happened. Talk about a big lot of big about the Green Area decision. So it's big lot of January the 1st, 2014. The same day we opened our new location at 4565 Gifford Street, 1.5 blocks outside of there are 83,000 cars a day passing in front of our new location at Gifford Street, and most of them thought we were a miracle description. So we changed the name of our retail store to New Genesis Heaven, but we kept the name of our Green Earth Southern. So when you come to our new location, look for our new name, New Genesis Heaven, or call us at 888-765-HERB. That's 888-765-4372. And be sure to listen to the Nightly Nature Show with Mr. Phillips every Tuesday at 1 p.m.
BLR subject, you remember your life began at 7, but the life of your getting people. Baby and other folks who do former abortion doctor Nathan said, we do not understand that there are thousands of different physical complications every year. Anxiety is suicide, violent behavior, stability, increased risk of liver complications. International Journal of Epidemiology reported that more than recent breast cancer risk by 90%. Every government city has to life, too. I'd like to get a message across you by PLR Associates in Boulder, providing a job well done for your home office. Call PLR Associates in Boulder, 303-921-3310. PLR Medallion Brand Psycho Protection Service in Boulder and Northern Colorado.
Okay, guys, welcome back. 4 minutes to go here on Riell Truth. Let's finish with the End of the American Dream blog, and I'm quoting, Americans are more radicalized than ever as the country literally spirals towards civil war. Now that Brett Kavanaugh has officially been confirmed, it's a good time to reflect upon where we are as a nation. And where we are as a nation is that we're rapidly moving toward a state of civil war. At one time, we were a nation that was united by shared values, a shared purpose, and a shared destiny. But now all that's been replaced by anger, frustration, bitterness, strife, and discord. The left hates the right, and vice versa, and both sides are becoming increasingly radicalized. Without a doubt, we are in a life and death battle for the future of America. Eventually, one side or the other will emerge victorious, and their ideology will become dominant in this country. Stop. That's what I'm afraid of. My God, look at college campuses. 2 generations at least of liberal snowflakes who don't think you should have the right to speak freely if what you're going to say will offend them. Hundreds of thousands of college students, maybe millions of college students coming out of colleges, leftist Twinkies. So what does the future hold? They're not learning history, so they're not going to know that where they're headed is a bad place. They don't know that socialism is a flaming disaster. They don't know the good people have given their lives to maintain free speech. All they know is they want, and they want to feel good, and don't dare say anything that'll upset them, and that's what the future is, and that's why I'm so scared. Let's continue. Up to this point, there's been a lot of screaming, yelling, and protesting, but it isn't going to take very much more, to push the nation over the edge into violence. On a daily basis, the pot is being stirred by our leading politicians and the mainstream media, and it's very difficult to see any way this story is going to end well. Early on Sunday, the Drudge Report was being headlined by an Axios story about, quote, the radicalization of public lives. Folks, that's what I read to you before. It's going to get worse. Virtually every major American institution is being radicalized or being reshaped by the radicalization of our public lives. You see this most vividly in politics, where the White House and Congress are often the cause and effect of the radicalization. You now see it in the courts and the Supreme Court in particular, where a narrow party line vote made Brett Kavanaugh the next justice after a nasty personal political brawl. Item from the Daily Caller. Judge Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation to the Supreme Court has Democrats and liberal activists who opposed his confirmation coalescing around their next strategy, attacking the legitimacy of the nation's highest court. My friends, once you question the legitimacy of the Supreme Court, then you give people a reason to disregard it. So law and order, rule of the Constitution no longer apply in the minds of many. And so they will go out and do whatever the hell they want and tell the police, catch me if you can. And that's the end of a country. That's the end of our society. I've talked many times about American society being yanked apart. And this is only the latest and most obvious example. Once we say the Supreme Court doesn't matter, it's illegitimate, we don't have to listen to it, we're done. We're finished as a nation. We become some kind of dystopian nightmare country with gangs, violence of gangs, and we see it already. You see it on the news every day. We're heading to a very bad place. I would say it's up to liberals to correct the situation, but they're too stupid and immature, and they just won't. So we're going to have to. Like it or not, that's the job we've been handed. I will be back tomorrow with more Real Truth. My friends, here's some very good advice. Stay safe, stay healthy, and now more than ever, stay angry.